This might be the strongest mini camper frame on YouTube, and we're showing you every cut, weld, and mistake along the way. Until now, it's just been talk. We're not just slapping metal together, we're building something that can handle real trails, real weight, and real abuse. We're turning a pile of square tubing into the core of the rig we call the Dirt Turtle. And today's episode kicks off the build that holds the entire thing together.
I'm in love with it. Can't wait to camp. What we're about to do right now is roll this thing out of the way, and we're gonna map this whole product, you know, the entire side profile, all of that. We're gonna lay it out on the floor with tape, and then we can measure it for tubing, which we're gonna order. We know our top dimension can be at least the distance of the tires. I think that's a good distance to go.
111 is what it was.
Okay.
That's the camper.
That's the camper. I mean, there's not much right here, is there?
No.
That's less than I thought it would look like.
In this shape.
Right. So dimensionally, you can stand in it.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's not very big. I think that'll look really nice. Has a little bit of a shape to it, just like a real camper. This, we're adding it on a foot. Yeah, see, this is plenty. Like if I was laying here and another person right here, man, we're comfy.
The only thing we need to double check is our dimensions based upon inside and outside of tape.
Yeah, and we need a fart vent. Because I don't know about you, but when I'm camping, the last thing I want is to be trapped next to somebody who's tooting it up. And then I think if we can make this lift off, then we have so many.
Oh, there's so many other things we can potentially do.
And then we can do other things with that too.
Yeah.
Say, you know, we can haul firewood, or you could go hunting and be able to throw a deer on the back, or whatever. It becomes kind of a mobile campsite and a utility vehicle still. Yeah. We're going to build this out of 1.5 16th wall steel tubing. That'll keep it light. When we add the ACM panels, that will put tons of rigidity into them.
Hey, can you explain what ACM is?
So ACM is aluminum composite material. That's the definition. So it's a sandwich of 3 layers: aluminum, plastic, aluminum, and it has an outdoor finish of aluminum, and then it's lightweight because of that plastic in the middle keeps it really rigid.
They had all the metal that we wanted. They already had it cut. We're going to mock it up on here just to make sure that all of our measurements last night are going to work out. Yeah. The old bed that we have not cleaned or done anything to that came on this unit is back here. The new one we're actually going to build off of the back of this is more of a flatbed style.
And it's going to be longer. I'm going to tack together all of this, and then that way we can start building the cab portion and get everything measured so that we can send the details over to the metal place.
And the reason why we didn't place the steel order all at once is there's a lot of different variables here going on, right? Like normally you assume, okay, everything's perfectly square and stuff, but we're dealing with a, 30 to 40 year old tractor itself, and it's not square. We've actually found one of the wheels is a little bit tweaked on it.
That was really close. Really close.
Also, another benefit of having the steel company cut it.
Yeah, and buying steel from a good place, like straight. Well, I just figured out something. You really need a beam right here. The reason that this happened is because, remember last night we added a foot onto here? We weren't thinking about that beam that had to be there. So I'm going to cut a couple pieces to go in between here.
Now we know that not all of you have a bandsaw in your garage, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it with just a basic hacksaw as well, as long as you measure twice.
I do love this bandsaw though. It's my first big purchase I ever made, and it's been a great purchase. So I was going to say, a lot of people see me measuring instead of marking it. I personally prefer just to measure right up to the blade. That way the edge of the blade, the curve, the teeth on it, all that, make sure that you're cutting actually what you think you are.
All right, so we got the extra bar in here.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Looks good. Nice and square too.
This is a lot thicker tubing for the flooring.
Yeah, this is 1/8" wall tube. Everything that's going to build up from here will be 16th, which will make it a little bit lighter. We wanted this to be heavy duty so we could throw anything on here later if we wanted to load it up with wood or, you know, and it's going to be the main support for the camper too.
Just got back, going to Coney Island. Now that we got the dogs in us, we're getting back at it. I come out here, Sam's making some abstract thing. I don't know what he's doing. Cutting things up. Sometimes what you wanted to do the first time isn't the best idea. So that's why we just tack weld everything in place. Got to make a few changes.
Sam decided to take the center bar out of the framework and separate it. This allows the two rails to go right over the top of the chassis rails and gives us some place to bolt it down.
So we got that cut off. Yes, we will paint the top part of this. But now that that lip is missing, these guys are a little loose. We're gonna rivet this in. If you don't have a pneumatic one, go get one. If you do more than 5 rivets or something, it'll pay for itself.
Yeah.
In not having carpal tunnel. Easy enough in order to actually make this thing work, right? You used to just putting it in the end and then smashing it. This is just gonna do the smashing.
Yeah, and then this little thing catches all the leftovers.
Which if you're doing a whole bunch.
Yeah, that way you don't have a big old pile on the floor.
Or
but
one end up in your meaty tire. Put it right in the end there. We're gonna line it up with our hole. Pull the trigger. Usually takes 1 to 2 turns. And then that guy will fall back in there.
Yep, and then there's the ones that are inside, and there's a nicely placed rivet. Yeah, works
Speedy,
good.
speedy.
I like it. You like it?
Love it.
Love it a lot.
Okay, now this time it is important that we get this thing lined up.
Squared to the frame.
Yeah, E, here, I'll tell you, if you don't know how to do this, you take E and MC, and that equals squared.
I thought it was A squared plus B squared equals a
Yeah,
McDonald's crispy
that's
chicken
how,
sandwich.
when you're going vertical, it's A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
I don't know. I had integrated math in my childhood
All I
curriculum.
learned from that is A plus B equals dinosaur. Okay, so.
Safety first.
I like my glasses. How do you do this? Can't get my leg over. Okay, whew. These jeans are too tight for this.
I don't think it's the jeans.
Yeah, it's a combination of jeans and being 40.
And Coney Island.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I need some spandex. Mostly just for the look. And this is how we test.
Yes, OSHA approved, right? Just making sure that it's not gonna do a wheelie just from having a couple 100 pounds.
Yeah, I tried to pick up the front with Ryan on the back, and I still couldn't pick up the front.
Yeah, so we're good.
I'm a weakling, so you know, there's that. But it definitely works.
Yeah. What do we got going on here? Got 2 different angle pieces. What are we trying to find?
Yeah, so more or less we're trying to hit 90 both ways. It's pretty close, within 1.5 degrees. This way it's actually dead on. This way it's about 1 degree out. But that's
a suspension change.
Yeah, this thing, I mean, if I step on that side, it'll change a little. So more or less we're just trying to get it as square as possible. Then we'll square this one up to this one, and then we're going to build the overhead. But this will essentially hold our windshield, which would be cool. We're not going to do doors or anything, but we are going to do a windshield. It's the first upright bar, so it's really important. So that's why we're spending some extra time here. What we're doing right now is we're finishing up the rest of the cab / bed. We're going to weld this into a whole assembly so that it makes everything a little more rigid, and this will support the camper or any of the other things that we decide to put on here later. And then we can just unbolt this, lift it up, and carry that whole piece off.
We had to take the seat off because I screwed up. I gave him the wrong pole and he welded it in, and now we got to cut it out.
A boy looking like Bob Ross. There's only happy little mistakes.
So here we are at Metal Supermarkets in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and they are sponsoring our build with all kinds of tubing and sheet metal, and so that makes this build so much more epic. We'll have more on that in a second. Now we're just going to get the metal loaded up.
397 pounds of steel between the tubes that are all here. Everything's pre-cut minus these long 9-foot sticks. And then we also, these that are standing up here, these flat pieces of steel for the top of the bed.
We won't have the whole 397 pounds being used. So Ryan and I engineered all this, you know, on pad and paper, but you just never know. And they were like, you know what, since you're already here and we're sponsoring it, we're going to throw in a couple extra pieces. So
got the collar on there.
made a new collar.
New steering wheel parts
Probably
sitting
not
here.
going to keep that, but I think what we'll do, get that lined up, drill these holes. Pretty much done.
Be good to go.
Weld her up.
I want to show you guys that it's really important to have good quality material when you start. As you see, this metal is extremely flat, which has allowed Sam to get this fitment with just a simple cutoff wheel. It's pretty amazing. But yet there's more. There's a whole nother one over here that it's not shimmied in there just to make it look nice for this video. It's also exactly where it's supposed to be up front.
I mean,
So, pretty impressive.
It's the only thing I'm good at.
I mean, that and eating tacos.
Yeah.
When you're building something from scratch, you learn real quick that not all steel is created equal. Crooked, rusty scrap can kill the momentum faster than a dead battery in the middle of nowhere. That's why we're happy to team up with Metal Supermarkets in Fort Wayne, Indiana, our official metal sponsor for this build. They've got high-quality steel that's ready to work. No hunting through scrap piles, no mystery rust. Just clean, consistent material that makes fabrication easy, faster, and more fun. And they'll hand-cut it to the exact size you need, right there in the shop. When your materials are solid, your ideas can be too. Huge thanks to Metal Supermarkets in Fort Wayne, Indiana for keeping this build dialed in from the ground up. Support the folks that support this build. Check them out if you're in the Fort Wayne area. They make metal supply shopping as easy as picking a part off the shelf. No minimum order, no hassle. Just get what you want, how you want.
I know what everybody's thinking. Oh, that's so heavy. This thing has a rating of 1,000 pounds to haul in the bed. So we got plenty of haulability for our little camper. Figure we're probably gonna be 700 or 800 pounds by the time everything's built. We get cabinets in and everything else. The base of this whole entire cabin only weighed 113 pounds. So it's actually not as bad as you would think. You know, obviously this metal's thicker. This is a thinner gauge because it doesn't need to be super heavy. Most of the weight's going to be handled right about here. So pretty good to go, I think. So it's into day 5 and we got this little cab built. We're going to do a windshield with a custom front end, cool lights. Not going to do that today. You can see up here where the upper bunk's going to be. It's going to come out and hang over the top here like a real RV. Got Ryan to get up here and show you that you can you'll actually be able to put your hands at the tops of the tubes just so, yeah, so that's the top of the tube. Yeah. So there'd be plenty of headroom. We still have to add a floor. It'll take an inch or so up of the, the bottom. But yeah, there's plenty of headroom. Ryan's 5'10", 5'11". Yeah, it's like a flatbed on the bottom. And then this structure here, you can see where it overhangs. We did that intentionally. The framework for the back is done. We just need the horizontals that are going to run up front for the front bunk area. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, again, we lost the first couple of days just to trying to get the chassis done. It was a little worse than we wanted because we stripped it all the way down to nothing but a gas tank and a frame. But I think it's come a long, long way in 5 days.
It has. This thing looks like brand new. I mean, just look at how it looks like brand new. I mean, look at this thing. Dang, even the rims. It's kind of sucks because like all that good stuff we did You can't really see anymore, but that's okay. We know that it's like set and ready to rock and roll.
I don't know. Is it day 6? Are you recording or am I recording? Am I recording you and you're recording me?
Recording. I don't know.
Man, final day 6. We are both extremely dragging this morning.
Yeah, I mean, my everything, like, I don't even sound normal after last night. We had a killer night.
I could barely hold on to this phone right now in my right hand. I got like, my hand looks like a crab claw. You know, we're struggling, but we're going to get there.
So we've got the back portion, other than a couple of support things, we've got the back portion more or less framed in. There's going to be some lumber that goes in here that will help us mount the wall system on the inside, but we'll do that a little bit later. But up front, what we're working on now is going to be like the bunk bed area. So this whole section here needs finished out framing. So I'm going to put in a beam that goes across here, one up front, one on the bottom, and then we'll put in the verticals that support all the railing system for the bunk bed.
Like I got to take off in like 4 hours. It's currently sleeting out. I don't know if you can tell. I just got hit in the eyeball. But full on sleeting.
There was so much of it.
Want to give a big shout out to Metal Supermarkets in Fort Wayne, Indiana, because they have partnered with us for the steel for this project. And it has turned in from a pile of parts to, I would like to say, a magnificent unit. Again, the plastic is temporary. That's just so you can get the size and magnitude.
It's big, but it's still manageable.
Yeah.
You know, that was kind of the goal, was to make it something comfortable to camp in, but something that could still get around. You know, you could still put this in your garage at home. And I think that's kind of the point. I'm in love with it. And this thing's going to be sort of an overlander rig. So, like I said, stay tuned, because we're putting all kinds of stuff into this. It's not just going to be a square box with, a blanket thrown in it. This is going to be a legit mini camper. So, you know, we've got a lot of the stuff already picked out and ready to do. And I'll be working on that over the next couple of weeks. And by the time you guys watch this video, we'll already be working on the second video to release. And we're going to try to put those out about a week and a half in between the two. And then we just need to wait for some decent weather, and we're going to take this thing out and put it through its paces.
Well, 1 week down, officially. I mean, not a full week.
Why am I so small?
Maybe because you've been carrying a bunch of welding, equipment the whole entire week.
No, that's made me buff.
You don't want to talk about how many times he's been saying
I'd
his legs
flex,
hurt.
but I don't want my shirt to rip.
Where's the weight room, bro? Is it over there? Anyway, we're getting a little slap happy because
we worked a lot.
We have built something that we were talking about it off camera, that bigger than me and him have ever built together, faster than we've ever built anything we've ever done,
for sure,
in the past. So some people are going to say this is overly engineered. I tend to want to disagree with them. I say that it's perfectly engineered for everything that we have in mind for this that you guys may not know about. So as you continue on in this series, you're going to see some really fun shenanigans that are probably about to happen with it. But for now, unfortunately, I have to go back home because my wife and kids are there, but also because it is freezing cold here in Indiana, and I would much rather thaw out inside of some warm weather. Not that I don't enjoy what I'm doing, because this has been an absolute blast this week.
It has been a lot of fun. I only get to see Ryan a couple times a year, and I was able to talk him into coming in and teaming up on this project. As you guys probably know, Stealthbuilt has been growing, and we are doing a bunch of different projects. And as it moves forward, Ryan's going to be a part of those projects, some on camera and some in the background doing video editing and setting up our website. We're going to be releasing some t-shirts and some hats and some swag for each of our builds. So we really do appreciate everybody that is tuning in for this. And don't forget, we are going to be making more videos. We're going to be doing crazier projects. This project is not even close to what you guys are going to see. So if you enjoyed this build so far, just watching it get put together, you're really going to want to see what we're doing next, because what we do with this thing next is going to be awesome. So Stay tuned. We appreciate all the follows, all the likes, all the shares. If you guys can do, hit the thumbs up for us, give us a follow and share it with your friends. That really helps our channel. It helps us be able to do awesome builds like this, along with, sponsors that come in and help us. This makes it possible for me and Ryan, as longtime friends, to be able to hang out and do something we both love. And we appreciate every single follower, everybody who comments. We really do appreciate it, because all it's doing is helping build our channel and making all of this possible.
So like, subscribe, follow, and biggest piece on YouTube, hit the notification bell, so that way as soon as we post a video, you can go ahead and go and watch it or share it.
Yeah, we do get comments, hey, when's the next video coming out? The best way is ring the bell and it will notify you. So you're Bing on your phone or Bing on your TV, and you'll know that we released a new video, and you can watch whatever comes next.